Hey Simlies, it's Deligracy here with a penthouse speed build. This penthouse is kind of a bit different to the other ones I've done because I was a little bit inspired by a good friend of mine with the old penthouse building, and that is the Sim Supply James. I think he actually did the same. I think he just built a penthouse on the same lot, which is kind of awkward because that kind of occurred to me. But anyways, his way of approaching this was that instead of building like a whole new house on top of the penthouse, he made the walls match, or the build match the building below it. And that's something I've been struggling a bit with to do with penthouses, because I feel like I'm treating these apartment lots as normal lots instead of being like, okay, this needs to match the building below it. So I'm going to say, impersonation is the finest form of flattery. Okay? So hopefully you can take it as a compliment and not be like, thanks for copying my build. But no, the actual build is completely different and the interior is extremely different. So we should be fine. But basically this build, I wanted it to be a very fashionable build, very modern. I wanted it to be a little bit New York inspired. So ultra modern, a little bit artsy, some really bold colors and bold architectural statements. And I think we've done a good job with it. I also am right now experimenting with making some glass doors or bifold doors, because I was looking up some pictures of apartments and I thought, oh, it'd be so nice if you could open up the wall to get all of the fresh air in, although the city probably doesn't have that fresh air, does it? Anyways, if we were living in a perfect world like San Myshuno, the air would be crisp and clear. So that's why we've done that. And I also put in a couple of doors that spin on the center axis, which I've seen in a lot of architecture recently, and I think it looks beautiful. It's just like if you imagine a big square window that's floor to ceiling, it can open and close by you pushing one side of it, and it like spins from the center of it. So it's just beautiful. So we're going to put one of those in as well. And, it does, I suppose it does mess your lighting up a little bit in the game because you're going to have open rooms. So the lighting engine gets a bit confused. But if you guys don't like that and you want to download this, just close off the walls and that's easy enough. But I wanted to experiment with the open doors just to make it look a little bit more realistic. I also have a slight husk to my voice today. I know I've explained this to a few of you guys on my live streams as well, or my last live stream. I do live in Melbourne, and right now it's summer and we've been having issues with asthma in our city because we've been having... my drink bottle fell over. We've been having what they're calling asthma storms, which is basically when wind picks up and a storm comes through, and it basically brings up all of this dust and pollen and grass seeds and stuff. And it's affecting people for the first time who've never had asthma, and there's been lots of people hospitalized. Sadly, there's been a few people who've died, so it's like quite a big deal here. And I'm one of the lucky people who's just decided to get asthma. So my voice sounds husky because I've been coughing a lot, and it's just really, really annoying. So I'm going to be going to the doctor in the next couple of days to help me with the asthma. But don't freak out. I'm not going to die. That was really sad because people who really have serious asthma, those were those cases. And they actually ran out of ambulances because so many people had asthma. It was crazy. So that was really, really sad. But I will be okay. So do not fret. It's annoying, but it is not life-threatening for me. So that is good. Also, we are pretty much almost finished with the general shape of this place, or the general exterior. And here's the spinny door that I was telling you guys about. So I'm just deleting the walls underneath so it looks like a legit kind of glass pane, and I'm also going to be putting in a line of really low garden fencing to kind of look like that it's the slider that it kind of slides upon or locks into when you spin it back into place. I just thought it looked a little bit more realistic. And I have to say, I spent all day today on this build and I just had so much fun building it. I really took my time and really created something that I would love to exist in real life. And I just enjoy it so much when I get to, spend a whole day working on something that I really enjoy in The Sims. And furthermore, being able to then share that with so many of you is just such a blessing. I can't explain how awesome it is to share what you love with others. I know you guys get it as well, like in all different ways, whether it be your art or just a performance you're doing to have an audience. It's just really, really nice for people to appreciate what you're doing, I guess. So I wanted to thank you guys for your support. And also thank you guys for being so amazing whilst I've had a little bit of a difficult time lately. And I'm doing much better than I was. So, and I have to say, YouTube has helped a lot with that. So that's been really, really good. And yeah, I think we're on the mend, or I think I'm on the mend. So that's nice. And if I know some people are going to comment, what happened? My boyfriend and I broke up. I got dumped and I don't really like talking about it, but I know you guys will ask what I'm on about. And the reason why I'm even bringing it up again is just because I feel like I need to thank you guys because you've helped me and you probably didn't even realize. So that is why. Anyways, I also love these roof decor items. I know I say this every time I use them, but I'm just so I'm so happy we have those in the game. They're only like 3 different items, but the fact we have them makes such a big difference. And upstairs, that top level, the 3rd level of this apartment is actually going to be the master bedroom. Oh, sorry, 2nd level of this apartment is actually going to be the master mezzanine bedroom. I'm a big fan of mezzanine bedrooms. I know a lot of people think, privacy, hello, why would you want like an open staircase? But I like them. I think when you live with a family, I mean, I have had my own room. I was lucky to have my own room while growing up. But if I had shared with my sibling when I was younger, I think it would have been fine. So I think privacy when you're in a family home is not as big a deal as if you're living with, I don't know, perhaps when you're at boarding school or something, when you might really need more personal space. I don't know, boarding school? I don't know what boarding school is like. Boarding school, you do share rooms with people, do you? I don't know. How many of you guys are at boarding school? I'm curious. Boarding school isn't that popular in Australia at all. I don't know many people who've gone to a boarding school, except for when they've gone to study overseas somewhere. They'll be like, yeah, I attended a boarding school, which makes sense. I don't really know anyone in Australia who's gone to boarding school within the country. I don't think there's much of that happens here. I guess a little bit. I know there's international students who board here, but not like within the country. But I wonder, do you get your own room if you're boarding, or is it like uni where you get a dorm room? Anyways, so we've put in a pool here, and I'm just working on creating a nice architectural bit of decoration here. So I'm using these pieces from the Sims 4 Get Together, and they're really, really handy. You can do a lot with these. I've seen some great builds using them, but I decided we would use these to make a nice tunnel, a privacy tunnel alongside the pool. And it's also going to act as a canopy. So we're going to have greenery that I'm just putting in on top. And basically I thought what it would do is kind of protect the afternoon light from heating up the rooms or the lounge room and kitchen, which are on the other side of it. And I think the black works a lot better. So we're just putting those in. At first I was going to have a little bit of a gap, but then I thought, you know what, let's just go the whole hog. Let's just fill it all up. So we're going to go all the way across. And the pool's actually one of my favorite parts of this build. I was inspired by the last speed build I did, which was the rainbow house speed build. The challenge was to make a house that had rainbow colors that didn't look tacky. or childish, and that was hard. But I realized making a hot pink pool was so awesome. So for this one, I made a lime green pool, which, you know, to begin with, I was like, does this just make it look moldy? But then I changed the water type and it just gave it more of a glow. So it really upped the vibrancy, changing the pool color, the water color, sorry. That's pretty cool. Also, I was experimenting there with putting the wall vines, or whatever you call them. And I felt it didn't match the canopy greenery on top. So I didn't want both of them, and I preferred to have the on top canopy. So yeah. Also, we're putting a hot tub in here because, hello, hot tubs are awesome. I've never had a hot tub. I've never had a hot tub or a pool. So, I don't know. I just think they're really cool when I see them. I'm like, ooh, fancy. I would like a hot tub. Hey, I've never watched the movie The Hot Tub Time Machine. I just thought of it then because it's such a funny title. I got to watch that one day. Putting in some pipes here. Again, that's from the Sims 4 Get Together, those piping decor items, and they just make the place look a little bit more realistic. There's definitely a slight industrial theme to this building, so they fit in really nicely. And I love that spinny door. I would love that kind of a door in my future house. We have to grow the Deligracy channel big enough so that I can design and build a house and document it. That is like my YouTube dream, to build a house and really design it, and then I guess show the development of it, like grand designs. Oh, it would be so much fun, and I would definitely have a spinny door like that. Yeah, that's right. Speaking of YouTubers who are very wealthy, I was watching Zoella, her Vlogmas videos, and I loved her intro for Vlogmas. That was such a cool intro. Whoever did that did such a cool job. But then I watched her Christmas jumper haul. I was like, holy moly, girl. Like, you must have so much money to just go out and buy all of those Christmas jumpers. And I was looking at the nicer ones. It's really good because she has a collection of expensive and then inexpensive ones. So it's really good. But I was looking up the really nice ones, and they're like 130 to 160 pounds. In Australian dollars, that's like $300 sweaters. And I was like, whoa. And she had, I don't know, several of them. I was like, oh my God. Wow. But I like her though. I think she's a great YouTuber. And I know a lot of you guys are fans as well. I'm very happy that such a lovely person is one of the main faces of YouTube. That makes me very happy indeed. And actually, let's talk about YouTube gossip. I was looking at PewDiePie's channel, and he released that video where he was like, I'm going to delete my channel when I get to 50 million subscribers. And I mean, it's epic title bait. And I watched the video, and the video content was kind of a bit like complaining about YouTube and kind of blaming YouTube for his views going down, which probably does have is partly to do with it. But I don't know. I don't believe that he'll delete his channel. I don't really want him to, but the fact he said he will, I hope he does, because otherwise I don't know if I will really rate that very highly if he just did that as title bait, because that's just basically what the video was about, and it just would not make sense at all. So I hope that, I don't know, I don't want the channel to go, but I think it would be interesting if he actually does delete it. It's also very interesting for YouTube as well, because that's a massive, that would hit YouTube pretty hard, I think, if he deletes his channel, because so many of their major advertisers would want to be on his videos. I don't know. It's just interesting. Very interesting indeed. I love talking business with you guys. I swear every video is so different, the commentary, and my mind runs wild, and Anyways, I hope you guys don't mind the rambles. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go back to the build. Anyways, so this is the lounge room, and I wanted it to be a little bit outrageous, a little bit full on. So we've got that TV that's coming out from a mirrored wall, and it's connected to this bright, vibrant orange panel of wall. So that was a bit of fun, a little bit different. I'm just trying to create new things that I might have not done before on The Sims, and I'm really working a lot with a very, very strict color scheme. So we've obviously got blue, orange, white with black accents to tie in the windows of this build. And I really like that big blue painting just leaning against the mirror, and the fact that it's underneath the TV. I thought it was just an interesting kind of floor plan. I don't know, it's just different. So that was kind of cool. And I also wanted to keep it pretty simple here with a desk behind the couch. This is something I see all the time in interior design. I'm subscribed to Vogue Living because when I left my previous job to do YouTube full time, that was their gift to me, a magazine subscription. Did I say oh my God, prescription. I almost couldn't say it. Subscription. Anyways, that's what they gifted me. So I look at Vogue a lot, and I look at how houses are kind of decorated, and that is a favorite. So many people have desks behind their couches. Do any of you guys have that at home? Because I feel like if you do, you have a sophisticated interior design floor plan. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of fancy. I suppose you need a pretty big room to actually fit that in. So yeah, or an end table behind the couch is the other thing. Probably more an end table rather than a full-on desk. I've also used this painting with the cut up oranges and egg on it just because of the orange accents. I just think it ties in nicely to that kind of theme of the room. And I love, love, love the black and white patterned little buffet thing next to the keyboard. I think that kind of brings a little bit of pattern and interest into the room and kind of clashes with the rug. So I liked that as well. The kitchen was, I'm getting really bored of the counters we have available for kitchens in The Sims 4. I'd really, really, really like some new counters with proper textured countertops, because these are flat colors and, you know, to me, they don't look realistic at all. They look like really lame, well, not lame, but unfinished renders. I don't know if you guys think that as well. I don't get it. So I would like these, even if just these base counters had some new stone countertops, timber countertops, that would just mix it up a little bit and give us a few more options. But I managed to make a whole new kitchen that I haven't done before, totally different color scheme, reds, whites, blacks, and I really liked this in the end. I also like using the bricks because they've got a little bit of that orangey red coming through them, so that ties in nicely with the red in the kitchen, the white in the kitchen, and then also the flooring because of that slight orange color kind of matches the timber. So this was a fun kitchen. It's probably one of my favorite kitchens I've done in The Sims 4. And even though it doesn't look like it to you guys, I spent quite a while on it. So, and I also cut out another kitchen I'd done before it, which was really bad. So I actually ripped out the first kitchen and did it again. But yeah, this kitchen kind of makes me think it's very fashionable interior design. So maybe I'll call this like a fashion build or something. Well, not fashion build, but or a bright modern build maybe. And I also use these industrial chairs because I think they go with the hanging lights really nicely, and they didn't, take too much away from the already very red poppy kitchen. So they kind of just sit there nicely and fit in. Again, we're using some pattern. I'm also wanting to make this lush area look a little bit more full with plants. So we just use the move objects on cheat then. And over here, we just needed like a little pot plant in the corner just to make it look pretty. I was also about to put a white fluffy rug at the front door, and I was like, oh, that is a bad idea. Imagine how dirty that would get. dirty. We don't want that. I was going to put a painting here on the wall, on the red wall. It sits there for a while, but we actually changed that to a mirror because I just felt like we had too many colors in here and it was starting to make me feel a bit sick. So we get rid of that. And yeah, just adding in some extra pictures. We're also going to get rid of those photographs above the door because I felt like that was beginning to look a little bit cluttered. And this apartment was meant to look like someone very wealthy lives here who just paid an interior designer to do everything. So their house is not meant to look like cluttered or like they have a lot of memories here. It's meant to look like it's just been shot for some architectural digest magazine or something, and is always super duper clean. Like one of those creepy houses that's always clean and looks perfect. I've never grown up in a house like that. And when I go to them, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. How? I also thought we could put a second breakfast dining area. But then for gameplay reasons, I thought, oh, that's kind of going to get annoying. So I made a fake little sitting area. I mean, you can't sit and eat at that table, but for decoration, I think it looks nice. So that's what we did that for. And I felt like the blue flowers were a really nice pop of color with the red, not too overpowering. And then we're also going to put a blue statue in the corner here. One of the new ones from City Living, just because I think it looks quite minimal, but at the same time, very interesting. So yeah, and it also ties into the pot next to the front door and the painting behind the pot. So there's a lot of color linking in here, a lot of pattern linking as well. And it really does tie the whole room together. So I think it kind of works. I think so. Also for the bathrooms, I tend to do all of my bathrooms pretty much the same. A lot of you guys say, Deli, you use too much white. Can you please not have many white walls? So I'm really, really trying. So I used a whole new color scheme, these terracotta colored tiles with the white tiles. I know they're still white tiles, but I'm trying. And then we're also putting a bit of black in there as well. So we're going to make the tiles slightly smaller and then add in the black tiles to actually match that shower bath. And then I thought this not end table. I've forgotten the word. Oh, I just said it before. Console table underneath those sinks looked quite nice and quite dynamic. So yeah, I think that works okay. And we've also used a little washing basket. I would love to have washing machines in The Sims 4. I don't know why so many of you don't want washing machines. I think they're cute. And I don't want usable washing machines. I just want decorative washing machines because, hello, where are you going to wash your clothes? Every house I've lived in, we have a washer and dryer. Or not a dryer, actually, just a washing machine. And I feel like we should have that option. I know not everyone has a laundry, but I would like one for when some of my builds have them. That would be nice. And I would love to just make little European laundries because in my current apartment, because it's tiny, I have a cupboard in my bathroom, and inside the cupboard is my washing machine. And I don't have a dryer because dryers use up a lot of electricity, so they're expensive and you have to buy them in the first place. So I'm like, I don't really want to use my money on that when I can just hang it up. Anyways. And also dryers are dangerous. They shrink your clothes. That you can have many dryer disasters. Oh my goodness. But they can also be handy as well. Actually, funny story. I had a friend who I went to his house. This is when he was a teenager. And I was at his house and his mum came out and was like, what have you put in the dryer? And he's like, oh, my jeans. And she's like, well, are they wet? He's like, no, I just wanted to shrink them. Oh, bless. Oh, bless. So if you want to shrink your clothes, you don't just put them in the dryer. They have to be washed before you put them in to shrink them. So I thought that was very cute. At least I don't think they just shrink it if you just put them in there. I'm pretty sure they have to be wet or it would take a lot longer. But I thought that was pretty cute. This bedroom was really a struggle. The first color scheme I was just having real difficulty with. And in the end, I decided that I really wanted to use one of these kids' beds. And I was getting frustrated at the swatches because I would like a bedspread but not the timber frame. This, again, is why we need to have the options that were available in The Sims 2 where you could pick the swatches separately. So you could choose the timber swatches on the bed separate to the swatches of the bedspread. I don't know why we don't have that in The Sims 4 when Create a Sim was completely canned, but we don't have it and it frustrates me all the time. So I had a lot of trouble trying to make this bedroom work, but in the end I just decided to go super purpley pink to match the bedspread with a hint of yellow as a side table to also match the bedspread, and have this nice little curtained off area where we end up actually putting the puppet theatre instead of the doll's house. I just thought it looked more theatre-esque with the curtains, and we also put in some fun stage lights. We've got lots of lighting in this room. I imagined maybe the dad was an electrician, so he decided to have fun in his daughter's room by putting all of these magical lights in. And we're going to actually put lights in the trees to kind of make them look like apples in the trees. I did go to school with a friend whose dad was he was a builder. So he also might have been an electrician. And when they built their new house, he went to town with giving the girls really fun lighting in their bedrooms. So they had these beautiful hanging lights, and also, what was the other thing he did? I think they all had really cool hanging lights. Yeah, and they were really nice, like pendants. They were cool. So yeah, there's kind of the apples on the trees, lots of flowers. These arrow wall decals work nicely as a stem of the flower. So we're also going to make a little mini one there, which is kind of cute. And yeah, very over the top, girly. But pretty cute. I don't know if I could ever do something like that if I had a daughter myself. But I guess when you have kids, you just make them as happy as you can and give them what they want. Oh, sorry, my asthma's come back a little bit. So for this bedroom, this is a teen's bedroom. It's definitely got a cleaner aesthetic. It's got a bit of a youthful feel about it. One of my favorite color combinations is bright cherry red and mint green. I think it's a really nice color combination, and a color combination that people don't often think go together very nicely, but I love it. So I decided to use that, and actually we might end up changing the bedspread. Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah, I had to change it because I really wanted to use that painting on the wall and then make part of the wallpaper pink. That's why we changed it. But I do like red and green at other times. But yeah, this is like a really minimal room. I like the oversized lamp next to the bed. It's really loud, but I felt like we needed something loud and neutral in the room to kind of give it some character. We're also putting in a wardrobe there, and that just matches the door, so it's okay. I would have preferred like a mirrored wardrobe, but obviously we don't have those available in the game. That's okay. And bookshelves being put in there, so we've got a little bit of like a dog leg entrance to the bedroom. Also gives it some privacy. And then picking some blinds was a bit difficult, but in the end I just went with the nice simple folded ones, I think. Where did we go? Yeah, we just went with those. I actually have a little bit of an issue with curtains that are hanging drawer curtains. I know most people like them, but I don't. I find them that they collect a lot of dust. So I much prefer up and down blinds. I just think they're a bit neater and less dusty. I don't know. I'm such a weirdo. Like, I'm not a clean freak, but dust is something I like to limit. So yeah, I just prefer pull down blinds. Whereas some people, like a lot of you guys, love the big luxurious hanging curtains that you draw to close or open. Also, sheer hanging curtains that have 2 layers so you can black out the room or have it like semi-blacked out. I'm just not into it. It's just not my taste. So I don't use them all the time in The Sims, that's for sure. This bathroom, the master bedroom bathroom upstairs, is inspired by an apartment I'm looking at moving into soon in Melbourne. And it had this big circular mirror and a shelf underneath. And I really, really liked it. So I thought I would kind of make it in The Sims. And this is the same color scheme as the other bathrooms in the house, which is pretty common in most houses that the bathrooms match. Not all the time, but often. And then that's an L-shaped couch outside, which I think was put together pretty well. Like you can't really see any visual glitches, which you usually do. So I was happy with that. Definitely it being navy helps. And we're putting a couple of skill building items there as well. So that's nice. And then for the master bedroom, I decided to go oh no, I've done it again. Very white, very bright color scheme. Oh, Deli, I don't know. I just love like I love light and brightness. Fresh. Oh gosh. Anyways, so this room has a lot of beigey colors, beachy colors, and it's pretty simple. Very, very simple. And we're going to put a fluffy white rug at the end of the bed, which I am obsessed with those rugs. I'm so thankful for whoever put those rugs in the game. They have saved my life. Anyway, so here are the final screenshots. I probably actually cut that clip a little early, sorry. But this is the spa area out on the balcony, and that's actually where you enter. The lift is just in there to the left with a couple of chairs. We've got one tree growing out of an oversized pot as well. And this is our very bright green pool, which I know most of you won't like, but some of you guys will be weirdos like me and like it. And also our hallway canopy thing, which I think looks really cool looking out from the lounge room to it, outside those bifold doors. There's also like a very slender balcony on the other side as well that just lets in a little bit of fresh air. You could go out there if you needed to. And keyboard, a few skill building items. Walking into the dining area from the lounge room, we'll also see the kitchen soon. So I love the rock end table as well. I thought that was a bit of fun. But this is our red kitchen with black accents and a little bit of electric blue thrown in there. And looking back at the dining table with a clock on the wall. I always forget we have clocks. And I didn't forget the fridge. Yes, winning. I should have made that fridge black, actually. This is a stairwell area, which actually looks like a little bit of an indoor garden. And yeah, it's available for download. It's on the gallery under the user Deligracy. So it's there if you would like to download it. And let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this build. I'm wanting to do a community lot next as a build, I think, like a rooftop something or other. So let me know if you have any ideas for that. Because I feel like we've done a few residential ones now. We've done quite a few apartment builds. So I think time to move on to a community lot or a restaurant or something. And you guys know I love my kitchen. So I had to throw in a sneaky shot there. Oh, sneaky, sneaky. And that's the finished master bedroom, which I didn't actually show you guys properly. I added in a blue wall as well, and that's looking out the window from the bed. So it kind of looks cool. Very industrial with a bit of a fun door as well. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And I look forward to speaking to you guys really soon. Bye!